Hello everyone, welcome back. I've brought in this field maple forest. It's still kind of in its infancy stage. Got these trees a few years back now and I've done a big chop on all of them, reduced them all right down, and just basically been letting them grow, chopping them back a bit for the last couple of years. And last year I did was it last year, maybe this year, I can never remember. I planted them in this, in a bit of more of a foresty kind of a scene. So yeah, I just want to do a bit of a clean up on them. There's a lot of these branches starting to really send out long shoots now, so we need to reduce them back a bit so that the other branches can get a bit more lighting and energy and just get a bit more ramification going on. Okay, so starting with this front tree, the main tree, the big one. To be honest, not a lot to do with that. I'm just going to leave that one alone. It's the one tree that's not really sending out lots of long shoots, so we'll leave that one for a while. I was thinking maybe it's not growing as good as the others, but I've been weeding it, so I've just weeded it all. So and I did see lots of new shoots from it, so it is growing, but obviously not as crazy as the others. So we'll go around and we'll just start reducing some of these other ones back a bit, try and get them a bit more under control so they can start branching out more instead of sending out long shoots. Getting to the stage where it's hard to see which tree is which. These were never kind of great specimen kind of trees. They've all got kind of little flaws with them. There was one good one that I kept, which I put in a pot by itself, and that one is just an individual tree. I'm growing that one as, but the rest of these were not great, so best thing to do with them is just to put them into a forest, and then you tend not to notice the flaws as much then. As you can see, some of these are really starting to shoot out, so I'm just taking them back as far as I can, back to kind of the first or second set of leaves, depending which way they're growing. You can see there how they send out long shoots. This one's okay. So up here is kind of in the autumn, I think, when this is lost its leaves, we might do a bit more sorting out of the branch structure once I've had the year of growing, this season of growing. I don't want these, because this is what happened with them. The branches were just left to grow and they ended up getting too big and ugly that I ended up chopping them all right back. So I don't want to have to do that again, so I want to try and keep them under a little bit more control this time. 15. Just checking under here, is there anything I can't see? Yeah, that looks to be okay now. It looks all tidied up, a bit neater. And like I said, it's got a long way to go yet, this forest, before it becomes something really good, but we've started in the right direction. We've got a nice variety of sizes, thicknesses of trees, even though they're all from the same batch. I'll just get the one that I took and kept separate just to show you. Okay, so this is the individual tree that I kept. So this is basically one of them as well, a group of them. But this one, you know, had a nice bit of a root base, and we got some nice branching coming off it. So we've just kept this one to grow as an individual kind of specimen of a tree. Again, we'll just reduce some of these back a bit. Other than that, I'm not really going to do anything with this one either for much now. I'm just going to leave it, keep growing for a while. And yeah, not too sure on the front. Could be that, or it could be this. Either really, doesn't matter. Okay, so that's another one. So I'll just put that one out of the way. I want to just work on this little trio. Stillfield maples as well, and put these with this rock just to make a bit of a planting out of them. Again, you see we're getting some pretty strong branches shooting out of the profile, so we'll just reduce them back now. This top one is always obviously struggling in comparison to the other two, because these two are actually in the big pot. This one was planted on top of the rock. What I am going to do in a second, just keep giving this one a quick pruning first. I'm starting to get some branches that are getting a bit low. Hard to see the branch structure now on these because they're so full. Like I said, coming autumn when they're bare, we can go in and have a proper look at them. Maybe do some branch work on them. Okay, this one's roots are all coming out back here across the top of the soil. And so what I'm going to do, take that one back another little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a fine coating of Ecodam on the top of this, just to tidy it up a little bit. And also this top one, because of this all this moss on it, the water kind of runs off the moss, so I'm going to clear a space around the tree. There's some roots growing into that moss there. So that when I water it, the water will soak into here. This rock kind of, I can't remember what rock looks like. I think it had quite a dish in it, as far as I can remember. like a hollow bush on the top. So anyway, now we can water that, and the water will soak into the roots more rather than just running off the moss. So we'll cover it in the kind of stuff first. This is just pure Akadama. I just buy a bag of it when I'm ordering my soil mixes. I just get a bag of fine stuff like this, just basically for kind of cleaning up your landscapes and things and your trees. It's nice to have a nice clean covering on it rather than all the different coloured soils and things. Just looks a little bit better. I'm just going to put a bit up here as well, so you can get this fine stuff. The water then will just pass through that, and then you can also get extra fine, which is this stuff here I got. It's like almost like dust. I use that for the paths and things. We're making paths and things in the forests. Okay, so that now will be pretty good. We can do some water that now. Yeah, should soak in and just help this tree a bit, get a little bit more water. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. So that's just my short video on quick pruning of my field maples. I'll do a bit more of a detailed pruning, like I said, later on in the year, but for now it's just keep on top of them, keep them tidied up a bit, so you don't end up with big heavy branches. So yeah, so we'll leave it at that. So as always guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.